My name is Dhewa Charles, based in Zimbabwe. My organization is called Knowledge Transfer Africa. We work from African mass markets. My takeaways are based from my work. I work with African food systems in mass markets, where we track commodities that are sold there, most of which are indigenous foods, which you wouldn't find in supermarkets or in other foreign shops or even export markets. And I was impressed to find that most people came from outside Africa, from 20 African countries, some from America, some from the Netherlands, all appreciated our food markets, which they saw, also our food systems. The diversity is quite impressive, which means we have room to maneuver in terms of developing our own food systems. There is no reason why we shouldn't even have plantations of our indigenous fruits, big plantations of even our small grains. At the moment, our African governments are focusing on wheat and maize and rice, which we think is a narrow diet. But if you look at what's within our food systems in our territorial markets, diversity is amazing. So really that appreciation itself is very good, because many countries have brought their own experiences. They are also appreciating what we do. And we think really that is very good for Africa, for African development, in fact, even the African Development Bank. Besides giving us the uniqueness that we need, because if we trade similar goods across the world, then there comes a time when those with enough power can manipulate the prices and even control our food systems. But because Africa has diverse food systems, if we develop that diversity itself, it's a unique strength for Africa. And we think if we do it well, the world will come to Africa really to appreciate our food systems, like they always do through tourists. Many tourists who come to Africa, they always really are impressed with our food systems. They really love our fruits, they love our food systems in general. So really, it's part of cultural tourism. It's part of food as identity, as tourism itself. That's how we can get our food across the globe. And we benefit from that as Africans, rather than depending on foreign currency all the time. If we really export our foods, we are able to really not move ourselves out of debt. Many African countries are in debt because they are focusing on narrow commodities that are needed in the West, which probably are controlled by a few people. So now, with the diversity of food systems, we expose ourselves to really the global world in a more stronger way, rather than just depending on narrow commodities that are mostly colonial, that we inherited from our colonial systems. To Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Africa as a whole, the message is that this is timely now. In as much as we see El Nino as a challenge or climate change as a challenge, it's an opportunity to really show our food systems. So really, let's use this opportunity to promote our own food systems and be able to change our lives, especially the lives of rural people, lives of farmers who toil every day trying to survive on natural resources.